in the shame. You've got no one but yourself to blame. You thought no one was watching, but I'm right here in your brain.
Welcome to this episode of Not My Proudest Moment with Matthew Maloney and Dacoda Miracle. How's it going? Hey.
It's good.
Is it?
No, but you know, when people ask you how you are, you say you're good.
Why? Courtesy?
Well, that's an interesting question.
They don't want to get into it?
Because it's polite. Because you don't want to bog down, you know, people with your day or your problems. That's why.
It's like, I feel like everyone's, if you could rate a mood 1 to 10, I feel like everyone is around a 5, you know?
Yeah.
Mainly. You know, maybe 4 or 3.
But do you really think that? Do you think most people are doing around 5s? Like most people...
Middle, moderate. Moderate. No?
Okay.
Like, they're not happy, but they're not, like, depressed. I mean, some people are, obviously.
Do you think that's okay? Do you think people should settle for 5s? Like, if you do you really think... Would you rather go through life...
At a 5.
Like you could say, you'll solidly be 5 for your whole life. Maybe on your birthday you can get to a 6. But you'll be at a 5 your whole life, but that includes a guarantee of not going down to a 2 or a 3 or a 1.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll never get to that 10 for the rest of your life. Like, which would you choose? Like, life as it is, you could live your life and be a 2 your whole life.
Yeah, you can, and some people do, and it's horrible.
Or you could pay $2,000. Go see a Tony Robbins seminar and ride from an 8 to a 10 for your entire life after that.
Well,
if you drink his Kool-Aid.
He's too racist for me.
You think so?
No. You saw that video?
No.
Oh, there's a video of him in like the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
Doing a his thing.
Yeah.
And he says the N-word a lot.
It's
in the context of it's not a context of he's calling someone that. It was just like, don't let that word take power over you, sort of thing. So
okay.
I mean, it was positive, but his biggest thing right now is he's having like sexual assault allegations. You know,
like, is that how recent is that?
Like within the last week.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this.
Did he touch you when you went?
No.
And saw him in LA? Okay, so back to where we're talking about. I feel like, me personally, I'm a pretty positive person, and when I run into people, I'm happy to see them. You know, I'm rarely below a 5, but I feel like if you cruise around a 5 mostly, you have these opportunities to get to an 8 or 9, you know, like rarely 10. 10 is you know, saved for those special, you know, occasions where you're just elated with, you know, overcome with joy and happiness. But, you know, I feel like if you're always at an 8, you're not going to appreciate the 10. If you're always at, you know, a 5, when you do get that 9, you know, it's like amazing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like if you had an orgasm all day, every day, you know, you would be like, fuck this.
That's actually a medical disorder.
It is, yeah, and they don't like, you know.
I don't like it.
Yeah, who would? So.
I see what you're saying.
But no, I mean.
You're saying embrace the 5.
Embrace it.
Shoot for mediocrity.
Do it.
Don't be too happy, because then you're not gonna have any friends, because they'll be like, oh, he's happy too often.
But when
you're a fucking idiot.
But when you have to be open to the opportunities to you know, appreciate an 8 too, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
If every day's sunny and 75 degrees,
I think
you know,
I think
you're not gonna appreciate it.
No, man. I think if you think about like things like that, I really want to get off this topic.
Yeah, we can.
But my 2 cents on it is, like, you don't get to be the kind of person that's at an 8 all the time without appreciating everything, like as it comes, like, and like someone who's at an 8 who's at an 8 all the time probably feels like they're at a 10 all the time, and then when they get to 10,
they die.
They're just ecstatic.
Yeah, they just have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, glad we talked about that.
This is not what we normally talk about.
No, but, you know, flow of the conversation.
Yeah.
Let's get to what we normally talk about.
Yeah, embarrassing stories.
Embarrassing stories.
Our proudest moments in life.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
The listener. Please email us your not so proud story.
We're going to give 5 minutes of radio silence so you can say out loud wherever you are, whoever's around you. Just say
as long as it's in English. Oh man, because we can't hear it otherwise. We won't understand it. But no, I mean, if you'd like to go first,
sure, I would.
Please.
All right.
Please do.
I'm a little older than you.
A little bit. 7 years.
But what I'm about to talk about, I think, was a cultural phenomenon that has, without a doubt, breached into your, youth as well.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, there was a very popular documentary series on music television.
Mm-hmm.
That's MTV.
Yeah, I'm well aware.
Called Jackass.
No.
We all remember the Jackass.
Yeah.
Shows and film. I, no doubt, was not allowed to watch the Jackass. This is before the movie.
Yeah.
I was not allowed to watch Jackass or anything on MTV.
Wasn't it called like Danger Boys before or something?
Well, I don't know.
It was called something else.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It started with like Johnny Knoxville making just like internet videos before YouTube was a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway. So we all know though. Now, what I want to talk most about is the thing that happened at the beginning of every episode, which was a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Telling people not to do the stuff they saw on the show. And throughout my youth, look, I know they had to do that legally. Legally, they had to do that to cover their bases. But that was the most dangerous part of the show, was telling kids not to do what they saw on the show. Because, it was just cementing it in their brain.
Oh, yeah. Jump off shit.
Do this. This is
Light
cool.
a firework in your asshole.
I'm convinced. I'm not an expert, but I'm convinced that more people got hurt doing stuff that they saw on that show than if they had not put that disclaimer there. Am I wrong about that? If you're a doctor, right?
Might not be. But the thing is, is
right.
Overpopulation.
So I was not allowed to watch Jackass because it had the word ass in the title.
Wow.
Yeah. Very conservative home. I wasn't allowed to watch Power Rangers because it was too violent.
I couldn't watch SpongeBob.
They
said the N word too many times. But, no.
Suddenly Tony Robbins is a lot more credible.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
what are we talking about?
We're talking about Jackass.
You're talking about
So
Jackass.
you couldn't watch it because it said ass in the title.
Yeah, couldn't.
So anyway, you watch it for the first time and go, I have to do this.
No, I didn't watch. I was a very prudish child.
Okay.
I was very religious, and I was kids would come on and go, this is elementary school, Matthew, by the way.
So you're about what, 6 foot?
I was a tall child.
5'10".
Okay, we need to get to the story.
Please.
So, but I didn't like Jackass. I didn't watch Jackass, but I knew undoubtedly it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then around the 5th grade, the movie came out.
Oh shit.
And the poster for the movie was all of them in a giant shopping cart going down a hill, right? And I was prudish, and I thought, I would be so embarrassed if I got hurt doing something I saw in a Jackass video.
Yeah.
But I understand it's cool to do their stunts. I was aware of that, and I thought, going down a hill in a shopping cart, it's something they do in Jackass, but it doesn't seem that dangerous to me.
Oh boy.
And one day, me and my best friend Sean, I'm going to shout him out, Sean Gilks,
So he's still your friend?
He's no.
No.
He moved to Florida.
Oh, fucking.
He's
a Florida man now.
Yeah, like years later, like 2 years ago, we became friends on Facebook.
Oh, cool.
Sean, coolest kid in school, by the way.
Okay.
We were polar opposites socially.
Yeah.
In elementary school, he was the coolest kid in school. I was the least cool kid in school, but we lived really close to each other. Best friends outside of school. He had that kind of douchey, too big thing. He didn't want to talk to me in school.
Wow.
Yeah, that kind
He's mean girls.
And he knows it too.
Yeah.
I hope he feels bad.
Fuck you, Sean. No, I'm just kidding.
But
Please listen.
Sean was cool, and he could run really fast. That'll come into play later. He was the fastest runner at our school.
Foreshadowing.
So we're walking around our neighborhood, and we just in a sand lot, in an empty lot in our residential neighborhood. We found a shopping cart.
Wow. So this is like, the universe speaking to you.
And I thought, like, oh my God, I can do it. I can be cool. I can.
Let's run it into the ground.
This is safe enough. Let's just. I'm not gonna get hurt. Let's just go up it. Like, I'll ride this down a hill.
Oh shit.
And then we're gonna be
like a gravel hill.
I'll be one of the jackass kids.
Oh no.
And what? So.
Oh.
In retrospect, I still don't think it's like that dangerous. Like, how dangerous do you think that is?
It's dangerous because you don't have control of where it stops.
Yeah.
You can't steer it. If it goes and you go in an intersection, a car hits you. If it hits a pebble or a rock and it flips and you go flying, like that's pretty dangerous.
You're right.
I don't know. That's just what I think about.
Here was the plan.
Yeah.
Here's the plan. The plan is I was going to get in the shopping cart.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into the top hill. I was going to get in the shopping cart, and we'll let gravity do its thing. But Sean was going to run beside the cart, the fastest runner.
Oh, God.
And he was going to
stop you or steer you?
Like he was going to, if things got out of control, he was going to get his hands on that cart, and we were going to, make things right.
But what people, may not know about you, you got a lot of kinetic energy. I don't know how big you were then, but I'm sure you were, hefty.
I'll tell you what I was big enough to not do was sit in the golf cart or the shopping cart the way one would imagine, with their back against the thing, with their feet toward the front of the cart. I didn't fit that way.
Did you have your back facing downhill?
No, what? No.
Okay, good.
No. Worse than that.
Okay, what's worse?
I had my knees were at the front of the cart, and I was just straight up. I was doing the King of the World.
Oh no!
So I was incredibly top.
Oh yeah.
Heavy.
It's the worst.
It's bad. It was like the worst possible way to get in this car. I was an elementary school student, and so we have the plan, but so nothing bad's gonna happen, right?
Your knees were on the bottom of the cart?
They were
like you're sitting on your knees.
At the front of the cart, yeah.
You're sitting on your knees. Like, were you like this?
No.
Like this?
Yeah, it's like first of all, yes, exactly like that, but
Yeah.
it's a bad example because they can't see you.
No, I know. So what I'm doing right now is, what's that religion where they're on their knees? And they bow.
Like a lot of different religions.
No, but anyway.
Muslim.
So yeah, Muslim religion. When they pray, how they're sitting. Like, imagine that, but instead of being stretched out, laying flat, his knees are that same way, and he's sitting straight up. So that's that is the worst pose.
Yeah. Well, for balance of the cart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
for sure.
all the weight, including my body, are at the top of the cart and are coming out of the cart.
You would have been imagine standing straight up in it like a skateboard. That would have been more safe because you could bail. Because you could bail easy. You're literally sitting on your fucking legs.
Yeah, it was
horrible.
Horrible.
Okay, this is already the worst.
The hill's not that steep. Though.
Okay.
It's not the worst hill ever.
It's a hill.
And so, he lets go of the cart, and I'm going down, and not going down too fast.
Okay.
Things are pretty good.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Somewhere down the line, we start to be moving a little bit toward the left.
Okay.
A little bit okay.
It's veering.
Yeah, it's veering. We're veering.
You're changing lanes.
And I say, okay, Sean, veering a little bit. Nothing's happening. I go, Sean, we're moving this way. Come on, steer me this way. Nothing. I say, Sean. I turn around. He's way up the hill.
Oh shit!
Running as fast as he can. He is nowhere near the car.
Oh no!
And I say, okay.
Did you start to panic?
No, because I'm actually pretty calm.
Because you're like, I can't get hurt. This is pretty safe.
No, I knew I was about to get hurt.
Were you at like a 7?
I knew this was a bad.
Okay.
I knew a bad time was, and I remember having this feeling of just acceptance of it.
Oh my god!
And
you were just looking death in the face.
No, not death. I didn't think I'd die, but it's like, okay, this is gonna be bad.
Oh shit!
And like, I think there was a part of me that was hoping, like, maybe we're gonna hit a curb. We're not gonna get to the. It's not
gonna fly off.
Maybe this won't be too bad.
Uh-huh.
And I'll tell you what happened was, as like the second we hit a gutter, like the exact second, the cart tipped over frontward. So that's like my
you're
like I'm going down.
Like you're dying now.
I very instinctively
put your hands out.
Put my hands out, and so it's like I gotta catch myself real fast. I'm doing like an accelerated push-up.
You hit your face.
No.
Oh.
I come out of this. I'm not saying there wasn't pain. I like sprained a wrist. That was
wow.
Sprained a wrist, and I had to tell my mom what I did, and I ended up going to school with the little wrist guard thing, and I was one of the my
I'm a jackass now.
That's how I became a jackass boy.
Wow.
But what's really not my proudest moment in all of this, the thing I'm really most ashamed about,
is Sean not being fast enough?
No.
You're ashamed for him?
No, because after I took my spill, it was Sean's turn, and he still wanted to do it.
He still wanted to do it?
He still wanted, because
oh no.
Like, knowing I'm not nearly as fast as him, he still wanted to try.
Wow. When he saw how well you did
but
it.
like this time he said, like, okay, we're not gonna do it the way you did it. I'm not gonna, there's no running involved. I'm just gonna keep my hands on the cart the whole time and like push him down. It's gonna be like simulated. And also he was gonna have his back to the back of the thing with his feet pushing forward, which is how you should sit in the cart.
How?
That's how you should.
If you're gonna do it.
You're gonna do it. Don't do this at home.
Why don't you do the not that you can redo this, or maybe you
no.
can.
Let's go today.
Let's
recreate this.
Yeah. Like, when you're in a place where you're pushing a shopping cart.
I just want to mention, when Jackass did this in their movie, they didn't have a standard sized shopping cart.
It was huge.
They got a huge cart, and they were
gigantic. Yeah.
And it was very staged.
So, like if you ride a shopping cart, you like push it and then you like jump on it, and you're holding, but you're still you're on it, but it's right. Mm-hmm. One of you should have been there. And then one of you should have been in there. Yeah. And then if it got too out of control, just put your feet down. And your feet are going to drag a little bit, but you're slowing it down, Yeah. That would have been...
That's the way to go.
It would have been logical. Still a little dangerous, but not as dangerous. But anyway, so he does it. Sean does it. He gets in.
But the plan is...
Yeah.
That I just keep hold of the cart the whole time. Very, very less of a chance of things going wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my not as proud moment.
Oh,
we got to the top of the hill. He got in the cart, and I pushed the cart, and I let it go because I was still mad at him.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Wow.
And like me, he hit the thing, turned over.
Same curb? Or same gutter?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Like this shopping cart. Like most
was
shopping
veering.
carts, didn't have perfect balance.
Yeah.
It wasn't engineered.
Which also makes it more dangerous to be riding in.
Yeah.
But okay, so same thing. He flies off.
But he's sitting in he didn't get a scratch on him. He just took the dive and.
Jesus.
That was it.
Wow. Well.
And yeah, that's my story.
All right. Sean
Gilks.
Sean Gilks.
Let's say his last name more.
Sean Gilks. Right into us.
Yeah. A cease and desist.
A cease and desist. Don't use my name. So my not proudest moment. I actually have. So we'll keep it on theme. I'll save my other one for another time. There was a neighborhood that I lived in for a few years, but during my like late elementary to early middle school. So when you have neighborhood friends, stuff like that. So I have these two neighborhood friends that don't go to my school, and they also don't go to school together either. Like we're all from different schools,
Okay.
but we're all around the same age. They were about a year to 2 years older than me. One was Tyler, one was Jake, and we all had like these motorized scooters.
Oh yeah.
You know those with gas, like
gas.
like one of those, like
Oh,
powerful.
Damn.
Like they were pretty cool. They were pretty cool scooters. So we would all ride around and have fun. Or like 10, 11 years old, and we're going one time, and I always wore a helmet. I was safe, and I had to.
Wasn't wearing helmets during our.
You didn't. Oh no! You found this shopping cart in a dirt lot.
But we owned helmets.
Yeah, but you didn't go home to get them, But
We had to walk past home to get to the hill.
oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh wow, you could have. Yeah.
Weren't wearing helmets.
So we're all riding around, and one day I was gonna hit something, and I stopped, but I didn't use the back brake. I used the front.
Ugh.
And I literally did a suplex over the fucking handlebars.
Yeah.
Standing up. And these things have, they could probably go, 30 miles an hour? I mean, I don't know. 25?
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, fast enough.
At least 20.
At least 20?
At least
Okay,
20.
let's say 20. And I stopped, and I flipped over and land straight on my back. And everyone was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
And that was probably the only accident I've ever been in where I felt nothing. It was the perfect landing, right on my back, didn't get the wind knocked out of me. I was
How
like,
old were you?
I was probably like 10.
Yeah, that's the bounce back age.
It's the bounce back. You just fucking hit and don't quit. It was amazing. But it was so fast and didn't hurt at all that I was just like, I'll do it again, I didn't, but I was like that.
Yeah.
I was at a 9. It was just so exciting and didn't hurt, so that was really fun. But another story about these motor scooters was there was me and my stepbrother at the time, no longer with us.
He died?
No, my mom divorced my stepdad. I don't know where the fuck he is. He could be dead. He could be.
Motor scooter accident?
Motor scooter, yeah. But I think he was 2 years older than me too, so he's probably 23 now. But anyway, we each had our own, and we would ride around. Well, one day, I take it out on a solo mission, and I'm riding around the neighborhood, helmet on, all this stuff,
Sure.
and I'm going up my street, and I look behind me, and there's a cop car, following me.
Ooh.
And so I'm
You had your helmet on, you said?
helmet on,
Okay.
just I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just riding my little scooter with my helmet on. And this neighborhood is a pretty small neighborhood. It was probably, not a gated community, but I'm from a small town. There's a lot of country, fields and stuff. And this was in between two fields, and it's a 75 homes, So anyway, I'm like, cops usually don't come out here, unless they're called. And so he pulls up next to me, and he points at me, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I'm on the side of the road, riding. No sidewalks there, but I'm in the street. And so I'm waving at him, hey, see you later,
Hey, Mr. Police.
Hey,
Did he have a partner? Were there two of them?
No, it was just one guy.
Okay.
Small town, pretty spread thin on the budget. And so he rolls down the window, And he's like,
"Can you help me find my cat?"
he's like, "You want some candy?" No, he says like, "Pull over." And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And so I stop, with the back brakes this time. I didn't flip over the front. I stop, and he stops, and he gets out. And he's like, "Hey, son, are you riding around here with anyone else?" And I'm like, "No, like, I'm just cruising around. Like, I live right over there." And he's just like, "I got a call that some kid was riding around without a helmet, making excessive noise and stuff like that." And I'm like, "No, I've just been riding up and down my street, And he was like, "Well, where's your house at?" And I'm like, "Over here." And it's my stepdad that fucking hates me. So I pull into the garage, and he talks to my stepdad for a little bit. And they didn't give me trouble, but I guess there was this one lady in the neighborhood. Like this one, like imagine, like this is, like these are nice homes, Like they're on a half-acre lot.
The nicer the home, the more crotchety the ladies.
But get this, so nice, quiet neighborhood, half-acre lots. Everyone, it's not cookie cutter. They're all pretty custom, but big yards. So everyone, everything's manicured. Nice. American dream. No picket fences, but just nice, suburban area. Good people.
Good old folks.
Yeah. Good
Salt
people.
Of the earth.
Salt of the earth. And this one house, everything's overgrown. This lady never leaves. Like, that's the one that called, of course.
Every boy grows up with one of those.
Everyone does. Yeah. So that
the one house of the old maid who,
yeah,
just didn't get any, and now is gonna take it out on all the young boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was not my proudest moments, getting pulled over in my own neighborhood. So anyway, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Next segment.
Sure.
All right. Are we doing this one?
Yeah, let's do the food.
All right. So
welcome to Whining and Dining now.
Whining and Dining.
This segment makes no sense.
No.
And we should stop doing it. But
probably.
We're not going to.
But we like
it's
eating.
It's going to be this one weird thing that we do on a podcast. So this was Dacoda's. You brought some stuff. So what do you got for us today?
Okay. So I was feeling really generous today. Actually, I brought a few things. Okay. So the place I went to is Wienerschnitzel.
Okay.
Which I haven't eaten in many, many years.
What's your working opinion on Wienerschnitzel?
It was actually one of the most highly reviewed fast food places near me. Like, it had
Are you talking Yelp?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what I mean.
It was like 4 stars. No, but this is. I don't really have an opinion on Wienerschnitzel because
He doesn't eat fast food. He says it all the time.
I don't. And so.
All right. Well, then, as the fast food connoisseur, may I comment?
Please.
Wienerschnitzel is, in my opinion, rather low on the totem pole. It's not good. Here's the thing. It's very unique.
Because there's hot dogs.
Well, yeah. Like they're like pushing the hot dogs specifically. But like if you like bite into it, like the quality of the dog is just like, right, he's eating a chili cheese dog now, pretty standard. Yeah. The chili cheese definitely makes it better, but it's just kind of bland. Well, I'll tell you what.
It is. It's just those Kraft singles cheese.
Yeah.
And generic chili.
I'll tell you what's pretty good about Wienerschnitzel is their dessert department, the Tasty Freeze brand that is attached to some. That is really good.
Yeah.
Those are better.
So I got some new things. I did get some chili cheese dogs just to, fuck around. But they have a new line of chili cheese fries. and one of them's like Thousand Island, one of them's Italian, and one of them is like a Mexican one, like
Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
like nachos, and then
Nacho chili cheese fries.
something like that.
All right.
And then
Not my
also, so I got the Thousand Island one. It looked the best. And then also, I got their new milkshake, which is an orange cream milkshake. So we already ate the orange cream milkshakes because they were gonna
Melt. We've been
melt.
eating them the whole time.
We ate them since the beginning of this show. Really good, by the way. It has like a little crunch to it, which I don't know what that is.
Well, they have these weird,
Crunchy things.
like it tastes fine, but it had these weird orange flaky things, which I think was, and I was like, I was wondering if those were necessary because they.
I'm a big texture person.
I thought they added a weird texture to the.
I like that though.
Okay.
I like those things.
I want to, I just want to say something. That Taco Bell did this weird thing. They came out with a watermelon freeze,
Okay.
and it was, it was red because of fucking food coloring. But with the watermelon freeze, they also put in these black little like seed candies, and they were supposed to act as seeds and look like it had seeds in it. And at first I was like, no, like yeah, it looks cute, it looks downright adorable. Get that shit out of here. But then it turned out those black things were candies and they were watermelon flavored, and
Was it good?
Kind of won me over, yeah.
Okay. All right.
But this boba stuff, if you've heard these boba teas, it's like we're gonna put stuff in your drinks.
You know how you wanted a drink that you could drink? Well, I'm giving you something you could chew on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first off, the chili cheese dog. I'm not a big hot dog fan. Yeah, this is gonna sound great. I'm not a big hot dog fan, to begin with. And I haven't had a hot dog in a while. But generic bun, generic fucking hot dog.
No, like the dog itself.
Less
Less generic. It's like
less than generic.
It's so thin. It's so. But no, let me tell you something. Wienerschnitzel's bad, but it's one of those things where once in a while, I'll just get a craving for. Like you know what? I want some of those bad hot dogs. I want some of that bad, cheap chili and cheese over their like mediocre fries. I'll just crave it, and like the best combo that they have. Like I remember, I would look forward as a kid. We would get coupons for everywhere in the mail. But when we got the Wienerschnitzel, there was always one for this specific combo of the chili cheese dog, the chili cheeseburger, and the chili cheese fries. And my friend Nathan, when we would get those, we would meet up at the Wienerschnitzel that existed in the middle of us. Yeah.
Okay.
So this looks like a mess.
Okay, so the Thousand Island fries, chili fries. What the fuck is this? So actually, what it looks
That's the
like.
reason why we need a camera for the show. Like that's what it is.
Right. It looks like.
Looks like they're going for like the In-N-Out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It looks like the animal style fries, like with the onions
and the chili twist.
Actually, it smells like the animal style fries.
Well, I mean, that's really what makes animal style fries. Is it's covered in
Thousand Island
and cheese and it's onion. So yeah, this is.
Okay, so it does not taste like it though.
Well, they're adding chili into that mix. That's
Yeah.
an odd choice. But this is rancid. This is absolutely terrible.
You don't like it?
Give me your opinion. I want to hear what you have to say.
So
that was after one bite, by the way, for me.
not the best. I just feel like
Okay, second bite's a little better.
they've kind of given up. Like they're just like, look, we got fries and we're known for fucking chili. Let's just throw it all in, That's what this is like.
My criticism came out strong, and I think it's because I had one bite that was like all like
Thousand
all
Island.
Thousand Island, and it was a little much. As I'm getting it, and as it's a little mixer, I think it's a little better.
I would not get
good.
this on a regular.
I would not get this ever again.
Well, it's only limited time.
It's just not enticing to me. Like, I can finish this plate, but it's just like...
I'm not. Actually, I need a water, honestly.
I think...
And
overall...
a bucket to throw up in.
Overall...
Not fun.
I think it's a step back from just their regular chili cheese fries.
I would have been happier if I found a finger in it. Because at least then it would make sense why it's so fucking terrible.
So, would you say worst thing we've had on the show?
No, those honestly, those
The BK Tots?
the tots,
The cheese tots?
those are the worst, man.
No way.
Yeah.
No. Look, listen. Look, your opinion's yours, but I think you're wrong. I think you recall, not like, you tasted the tots, and they didn't really have bacon in them. They had one bacon bit, and then a little bit of cheese, and it was a tot.
Yeah.
And I can see how it's not impressive, but it wasn't bad. It was just...
No, it wasn't. It was bad. It was very
It tasted bad. It tasted worse than this.
It
Huh?
tasted like, at least this is like we're going for.
This is a mess of flavor.
It's a mess. It's a mess, but it's
Visually?
and visually and
Like,
Yeah.
At least the tots, it just looked like tots.
they did just look like tots,
Like-
and that's all they were tots.
You know how they say in all those culinary shows, like you have to plate it appetite because you eat the meal first with your eyes, and they make a big deal about
You
how
do.
it
This-
has to look like this. Look at this.
This looked like slop.
This like could be used in a. This could be throw up. This it could be.
You didn't throw up in there?
No.
Oh wow, not yet. No, but earlier I said, it's like they gave up. But giving up would probably be better than this. But they went for animal style fries. They went for animal style fries.
I tried.
They did.
I would have been much more. I would have liked to try some of the other ones that you mentioned. They sounded better.
This one looked the best. Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there was a Mexican one. There was like a Mexican.
Yeah, it
one.
had like jalapenos on it. And
I'm not okay.
I just, if I was gonna have diarrhea, I didn't want it to be spicy diarrhea.
All right.
So I went with this one.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Wienerschnitzel a while ago. I never tried them because why would I? But they added tamales to the menu for a little bit.
Tamales?
Yeah, they tried. We're gonna get
Wow.
them like Taco Bell, who has done everything under the sun. They haven't tried to get into the tamale game.
Yeah.
Wienerschnitzel put it upon themselves.
Wow. Those must have been the worst tamales ever, though.
They might have been. Like I didn't try them. If they were still there while we were doing this podcast, I'd absolutely get them for this.
You would have.
Well, no, because that's what this is for.
It is. We're torturing ourselves so you don't have to.
All right, and that was. I'm pretty sure
That was it.
that was whining and dining.
Fuck.
We dined and we won.
Second to the worst.
Second to the word. I think it's worse. Well,
You do. I mean,
I'll take the I could eat more cheesy tots than I could eat that. I would get the cheesy tots again. Like not. I would I wouldn't rush to the store, but But this I'll
if you were
never.
walking by and someone threw it at you, you would take it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, honestly, the only thing I would ever order again would probably be the Wingstop. That's been my favorite so far.
Wingstop. Oh.
That was the best.
Yeah.
That's
And
been
before that, you like the spicy chicken from Jack in the Box.
Yeah, no, I think chicken is my thing.
We're looking. We're finding the fast food that's right for you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to the news.
Wingstop.
Shame across the world.
Yeah, do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want
Do you have
first.
yours too?
I do.
Okay, so mine is out of New York City, and it plays into a popular TV show on Netflix. So this woman called the cops because there's a window near her desk that she often finds herself staring out of. And this girl is a comedian, writes for like Pop Sugar, I believe.
Okay.
And throughout the day, it's such a luxury in New York City. And as I scan the usual skyline, something bright red and billowing in the wind caught my eye. It looked like a woman in a Handmaid's Tale robe and a bonnet. Oh, is that not Netflix?
No, that's
Hulu. It's Hulu. Hulu. Standing on the ledge of a building. The wind made it look particularly like a person swaying. So there you have a picture, and you can look this story up. It happened not that long ago. Selfishly, my biggest concern was seeing her jump or fall. I really couldn't live with myself watching anything happen to someone like that.
Especially not a Handmaid Tale.
Especially not that. Unselfishly, my biggest concern was that someone was legitimately in trouble or potentially protesting in a dangerous way. Yeah, exactly. So the 30-year-old went on to explain why she felt motivated to act. There are a lot of abortion ban protests elsewhere in the city yesterday, and Handmaid outfits have obviously popped up at many rallies in the past. Recently, a few blocks...
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, so she thought someone was in a Handmaid's outfit.
So pro-choice people are donning the Handmaid's outfit to say you're telling us what to do with our bodies.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So there are a lot of anti-ban protests elsewhere in the city, and Handmaid's outfits have popped up. Recently, a few blocks north of our office, someone sadly jumped from a different building, so that was also fresh in my mind. I felt compelled to do something, and there was very little else I could do than call 911. So, in response to a dwindling population and fertility, this is the Handmaid. A select group of fertile women are forced to have sex with the goal of replenishing the county's population. That's the premise of Handmaid's Tale. So
check it out.
Yeah, so this is basically a promotion for Handmaid.
3 seasons.
So Casey said, I watched the first season of Handmaid's Tale, but honestly, with the political climate and all the current turmoil in the U.S., with women's rights, it became a bit too much for me, so I haven't caught up with the seasons 2 and 3.
Why is this part of the article?
I don't know.
That's such...
I'm admittedly pretty sensitive, so lighter TV is better in my world.
Yeah, okay.
So after confusing...
She'll stick with Cupcake Wars. Listen.
The Great British Bake Off.
I'm not mocking those shows. I like those shows. Yeah, whatever.
I don't watch them.
Okay.
I don't watch.
Can we get back? So at this point in the article, we still don't know if someone was committing suicide.
No, I do.
Okay. Well, because you read.
Let's get to it. Yeah. So after consulting some of her work colleagues, Casey called 911 because she said it was better to be safe than sorry and to do something. But when a police officer attended the scene, it turns out what Casey thought was a person dressed in a costume was actually an umbrella.
All right. Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
So the umbrella's red, and it had a plastic
White
cap on the top.
Yeah. Which
made it look like a Handmaid outfit.
If it was from a distance, I could see myself making a similar mistake.
Yeah. So Casey said, I felt simultaneously relieved and completely stupid. It was a wave of many emotions, but once I knew everything was okay, I certainly had to laugh at myself. She said, I honestly feel like they were relieved too. They said that when you call for potential jumper and it turns out it's an umbrella, it's a good thing. So NYPD's response was extremely fast and courteous. They posed with it, saying, thank you, Casey and Pop Sugar, for alerting us to the crime. We're glad we could save the day. Joke aside, if you're ever hesitant about calling 911, don't be. We take all calls seriously, and worst case, we get to go home with a great story. And
what? Did that say worst case?
Worst case with this situation is they got to go home with a good story.
Okay.
Yeah. So
because the worst case scenario is that the call is real.
yeah. So this is from a different angle, and that looks like someone about to jump.
Oh my god, it really does.
It really does. It really does.
It really does.
So
like, no, she was right. You know, like it is kind of silly when you see the photo. Like look it up because I get it. What website's this article on?
BuzzFeed.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, this is like all BuzzFeed things. This is kind of a clickbaity story. There's nothing really going on to it, and I'm sure she feels a little silly, but she shouldn't be embarrassed because, you know, you should call if you think
you should.
Like
you always should, and she was probably the only person because everyone saw this umbrella. But no, you really should. And
you know what would have been really embarrassing?
What
is if the next day she saw the umbrella again, but it was open, and she thought just like a real fat person,
like halfway open. We got another one. Okay, so now there's tweets of people going through the similar like situations. So
what?
This one girl said.
I just wanted to say real before we get into that, the whole thing about like what I felt about the Handmaid. I haven't caught up with. It doesn't belong in this article.
It doesn't.
This had a lot of fluff in it.
She writes for Pop Sugar, so that's where we're going with that. But
I don't know what Pop Sugar is. Go on.
It's another clickbaity thing.
Yeah.
But this other person commented, I once offered to help a blind man cross the road. He actually had 20/20 vision, but he just bought a white curtain pole.
Oh, okay.
She said like, hey, help that blind man.
No, I don't want to hear any more of these little stories.
Well, in your defense, I confused some nuns with Death Eaters from Harry Potter universe coming to murder everyone in my neighborhood.
That's a dumb one. Don't stop reading these tweets.
What's terrifying is that in this particular time and place in our nation, I 100% would have thought the same thing and would not have been as shocked under his eye. The terrible truth is that today this does not seem unbelievable.
Dacoda.
Okay. These people.
Okay, what?
Are handmaids jumping off buildings and protest?
No.
If you're gonna protest, don't kill yourself.
The umbrella.
Don't do it.
Look, no one's killing themselves.
They turned it into a political thing.
Look, if you're listening to the podcast, you can't see the photo, but the photo, you know,
it's
from the distance and the angle, the umbrella looked like a person in the Handmaid outfit facing off a building. Like
if you look at from the back,
at the edge of a building, looking like it would be facing like toward the jumping off.
Yeah.
And so
I blame Hulu.
I get it, but like why? But I asked you so many times to not read the little, you know, tweet comments.
Well, that was just
bad. The death
for my amusement.
Okay, but you're on a show right now, buddy. You can't forget that. Okay,
I'm on a show. All right.
Have some respect for the potential listener.
Oh, I wanted them to hear how annoyed you'd get.
Fair enough.
We could all have a little laugh about it.
So mine's also on the East Coast.
Oh, nice.
All right. Here's a headline. You don't tend to read the headlines. I like reading them. This is from BBC News. Boston Museum sorry for racist no watermelons remark.
Oh shit.
Here we go. You ready for this?
Oh yeah.
All right. The Boston Museum of Fine Arts has apologized after a teacher alleged her group of pupils suffered racist language and treatment during a visit.
Oh boy. Well, Boston's known for their acceptance of other races.
Granted,
okay.
But this is at the Museum of Fine Arts.
Yeah.
All right.
No watermelons allowed.
All right.
Is that what it said?
Miss Lammy.
Oh boy.
This is the teacher.
Okay.
Said staff had followed the black and other minority. Wait, you can't say what the other minority is? Okay. Had followed the black and other minority 12 and 13-year-olds. So it's a group of students, black and otherwise, no whites, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Staff had followed them around specifically and yelling at them to not touch exhibits while ignoring white groups.
Wow. Allegedly.
Yeah. She claimed staff told the group no food, no drink, and no watermelon.
Oh my god. Jeez. Like, okay, so watermelon is classified as a food.
Yeah.
So it already was under the umbrella.
Of no food.
Yeah, of no food.
Yeah.
The Handmaid umbrella. It was already under that.
You know, so they
Wow.
So
They just had to throw
if
that
this
in,
is
huh?
this is all alleged.
Were they eating umbrella? Were they eating watermelon at the time?
No. The idea would be God
damn it.
That this staff is so racist that
Wow. They just assumed.
when talking to black people that they don't think no food suffices. They'll think they'll still be tempted to
bring water. Like, well, it's 90% water.
No.
There's a gray area with watermelon.
Now let's
shit.
There is a defense,
okay.
By the way, we will get to.
Yeah.
The term dates back to the Civil War and is considered derogatory when used in relation to the black community.
Mm-hmm.
You all knew that. In a statement, a museum spokesperson said the employee in question said they told the students no food, no drink, and no water bottles were allowed inside the gallery.
Oh shit.
So that's the spin.
That's the spin.
I wasn't there.
Neither were any of our listeners.
No. Someone who listens was there.
Maybe.
And they're gonna
write in.
They're gonna write in the story.
Right in.
Like, how believable do you think that is?
Okay, because was this a hearing class or a non-hearing class? And were they reading lips? Okay, so that's a spin. No water bottles. Watermelon, water bottles do not sound alike.
Well, I'll tell you what. It is believable to think that a policy of a place could be no food, no drink, no water, right? And
drink is considered water.
No, it's not. Like you specify when
like
not
sticky
even water
drinks.
is okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what else? Let's keep it going.
Okay. The museum said there was no way to definitively confirm or deny what was said, but added it would provide additional training for all frontline staff on engaging with school groups.
Oh, they're Starbucksing it.
What happened during the trip? An English teacher at the Davis Leadership Academy in Boston complained about the racial profiling of her class of black and minority pupils in a Facebook post that has been shared more than 1,000 times.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We were instructed not to touch any of the artifacts in the museum, yet the white students there touched the displays several times. Security looked on without saying anything. When asked why, the security told us that when white students touch artifacts, they tend to put them back.
Oh my god!
I absolutely made that part.
Oh my god! Wow, I would lose it if they actually said that. When the white they put them back. Wow. Jesus Christ.
The minute one of our students followed suit, the security guards would yell at them that they should not touch exhibits. Her students became agitated because of this treatment, and she gathered them to leave as a result.
Taking everything they could.
Here's a
what?
Visitors at the museum also made racist and derogatory remarks about the pupils. Miss Lammy said,
"Don't go to Boston."
Was this group not from Boston?
Yeah,
like,
no.
What's going on in Boston?
This is crazy. I told you they're not too fond of
the worst.
Others.
Wait, so that really blows my mind. The thing is, I could believe that one security guard in a museum is
racist.
Totally racist.
Yeah.
I don't know if they it would shock me, not shock me, but it would be definitely out of the usual for them to go as far as to say no watermelons. Like, water bottles is kind of believable, and maybe there was a mixture. Maybe they mumbled on the bottles part and just like I don't know. I wasn't there
on the bottle melons,
but
water bottle melons.
Visitors at the museum
were also chiming in.
Wow,
Saying,
don't touch the exhibits.
God damn. Wow, this is kind of crazy.
All right. So by the way, who's embarrassed in this situation? By the way, is the Boston Museum of Fine Arts.
Oh yeah, that's embarrassing.
That's
not only is their staff racist, but the visitors are also racist.
Okay,
wow.
Hold on.
Okay, so anytime I went to a museum as a kid, I going to San Jose, the San Jose Science Museum, everyone got the same speech. No, they said no touching, no.
I want to continue on the article for a little longer.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay, go.
The fact that the staff gave them a spiel of no food, no drinks, no watermelons, or whatever, or water bottles, allegedly, whatever happened. That's not out of the ordinary. That's not like profiling. They said that the other students didn't get that same speech, but they weren't with the other students either.
The teacher was seemed to be upset that her students seemed to be followed by security.
Yeah, followed more.
And she apparently saw white
other kids
touching
and not get reprimanded. Yeah, but I'm not disagreeing on that. That's horrible. Should not happen. But it's not out of the ordinary to get a speech before you enter the museum. I'm just saying that from my experience going to museums as a kid.
Yeah,
kids are fucking wild.
Yeah, it's not the race of the people; it's the age.
It's the age. Fucking
kids, they like to touch shit.
People still like to touch shit.
Yeah.
I've seen you touch shit.
I do touch shit.
Yeah, I know.
I'm very tactile.
Very tactile. So, that I would follow you around if I knew you were in a museum.
They should have signs, to avoid all this hullabaloo. They should have signs at all museums that say stripper rules apply. You can look,
but don't touch.
Okay,
so
not unless you get to the VIP section of the
museum.
Yeah.
All right, so let's continue.
Okay, all right. Okay, the worst part about all of this is seeing the hurt looks on my children's faces, as this was their first time experiencing racism firsthand. That's an interesting statement. I wonder how old these kids were.
35. Just kidding. Yeah,
I don't want to touch that hot button thing. I was thinking. All right. In an open letter, the museum apologized and said Miss Lammy and her pupils had encouraged a range of challenging and unacceptable experiences that made them feel unwelcome. The museum also said it had found that visitors made racist comments to the students on 2 occasions. That's enough.
That's too many.
It said that it had identified the patron who made the disparaging remarks and revoked their membership. Okay.
Wow, good for them.
All right, stepping up. They are now banned from the museum's grounds. Can you imagine?
Did they have a season pass to this fucking museum?
Can you imagine just one day, you're on a date, and the girl's oh, you know what? We should go to the Boston Fine Arts Museum, and you have to say, I can't. Why? It's well, there were these kids there. Damn it if they didn't just start touching everything. And I heard the security guard barking at him, and I said, chime in. And I was like, yeah, no watermelon.
Just a little bit lime, a healthy dose of sweet self-loathing shame.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to another episode. Just to let you know, we do have social media now. Our Instagram handle is at NMPM_podcast. And then we have a Facebook page under Not My Proudest Moment. We also have a Twitter handle, which is at NMPM Podcast. Also, we have an email, which is nnpmpodcast@gmail.com. Feel free to follow us, email us, tell us about the story or a story that you want us to tell or not tell. Just specify it in the email or DMs. Possibly change the names of the people if you don't want us to say them. So